Hi, my name is Matthew Nickens, and welcome to the Red Line Sports Report.
Finish on three! 1, 2, 3, finish!
Hey, fellas, full court press. Get aggressive to get it. Don't give them any room to breathe.
Hands on three. 1, 2, 3, together.
Hi, welcome back. My name is Matthew Nickens. We have a great show for you today. Today we have the Quince Orchard Varsity baseball team along with the Wootton men's tennis team. Stay tuned and we'll be right back.
With over 150 student athletes committed to more than 80 colleges and universities, Real Athletics will help you get noticed and get recruited by offering multiple production and recruiting services that will maximize your options. Get the exposure you deserve and sign with the school of your choice. Call us now.
Hi, welcome back to the Red Line Sports Report. Here with Quince Orchard Varsity baseball team, Coach Gasaway. Coach, going into your 10th year at QO, but looking back, you had a lot of success from the get-go. What contributed to the early success that you had there?
The biggest thing is the players. Obviously, you don't win this game without good players, and it started on the mound. We've been very fortunate enough to have a lot of good pitching. And back in those days, we had a lot of fast guys that could run a little bit, and guys that could swing it. So we were able to produce a lot, put a lot of pressure on the defense. And that's one of the things that I see with this team is we have a lot of guys that can run a little bit, and we can do a lot of things to put pressure on defenses.
How about the process, just like the developmental leagues coming up before they get to QO? Has that been a big factor, or?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, a lot of these guys play in some of the local leagues, and they do a pretty good job of working on their fundamentals so that when we get them, there's not a whole lot that we have to change. It's little fundamental things here and there that we have to tweak, but no wholesale changes.
And then, we just kicked off the season whenever it's not snowing. But looking back to last year, you had a few key losses. Mike, Alex Thomas, like Daniel Fishback, some of these guys. How will you be able to replace that kind of talent for this season?
The two tougher ones that are going to be tougher to replace are Alex Toms and Daniel Fishback, because they were two guys that pitched as juniors and as seniors. And this year, we don't have a lot of guys with a lot of experience, but we have a lot of guys with some ability. It's just a matter of getting them a little more experience on the mound. Michael Kuda was a very good hitter, but I think we got guys that are going to be able to pick up the slack for him this year.
Let's see. David Thibodeau. David, senior year, what does this year mean to you?
Well, the thing is, I have to look at the fact that this will probably be my last year playing baseball, and I feel like I just kind of have a chip on my shoulder. I feel like I just got to put everything else on the field and just play the best of my ability.
And then how about Perry? And Cougars. Perry, what have you learned over the years from Coach Gasaway?
Coach Gasaway's been a great coach the past 3 years. It's a lot of experience, just teaching us all baseball for the last 3 years. All the little things in the game that you can do better to make yourself better overall as a player.
Sprecher. Darn it. Sam, I guess this is your first year on varsity. What do you see yourself being able to bring to the team, especially a program like Quince Orchard?
I'm going to try to drive in runs and win baseball games, and hopefully I'll pitch a few times.
Anything else?
That's it.
How about Nathan Kessler? What's up, Nathan?
What's going on?
Nathan, this is your second year varsity starter, infield. I guess how much pride do you take in being able to play multiple positions on the infield, especially on the corner?
Well, it gives you a lot of pride knowing that you'll be able to play, a good portion of the game, anywhere, and it kind of relieves you. You're not restricted to one position. That if things aren't going well in one place, there's always another place that you can play.
Okay. How about Connor? Cole? How you doing, Connor?
I'm doing fine.
Speak up a little bit. I can't hear you.
I'm doing fine.
Fine? Okay. Connor, what at Quince Orchard, what being part of the baseball program, it's a lot of successful athletic programs at the school, but what does it mean to be a part of the baseball?
Well, to me, to be a part of the baseball team means a lot more than like any other team because this is like my family, and I wouldn't get that anywhere else on any other team. Mm-hmm. And we bring a lot of success to our school, and we know that we'll be good like every year.
Okay. And I noticed, how long did it take you to grow your beard? I didn't know nobody else had, everyone else clean shaven.
I've been growing this from like January. Yeah.
And then back to Coach Gasaway. Coach, I guess looking ahead, what will be the biggest challenges to the season with this group of guys? But then at the same time, what are you going to be looking forward to?
Well, 70 degrees and sun. That's the first thing I'm going to look forward to. I think one of the biggest challenges is going to be for us is just kind of finding and setting our pitching rotation. Like I said before, we got some inexperienced guys. We got some guys with some pretty good stuff, but it's going to be a matter of getting some more games in to figure out where guys are going to be most successful. And with the weather being like it is today, I think that's going to play in our favor a little bit because games are going to get backed up, and we're in a position where we have a lot of guys that can throw where I don't know if everybody else is in the same spot.
Yeah. Want to thank you guys for coming on. Wish you a lot of luck in the season. I don't know if you've done it yet, but go ahead and pick 4 guys out sooner rather than later for trivia.
Who are my 4, Perrin? Okay. Yep. Those are our 4.
All right, guys. I hope you win. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. But right now, we have Colin Quay coming in. He's going to do a few tips and techniques on rotator cuff injury prevention and stretching. And then we'll chat with the Wootton men's tennis squad.
This is Colin Quay with Elite Athlete Training Services. And today we're going to talk about health through the shoulder girdle, through the shoulder complex, which in your body is the most mobile complex in your body. There's no other joint complex in your body that can make a full, complete rotation. So for our spring sport athletes, our pitchers, our throwers, our lacrosse players, our tennis players, it's extremely important that through the long season, we keep our shoulders healthy and mobile. A great routine to work on that is what we call our T-spine basic, T-spine being your thoracic spine. Anytime we lose mobility in our upper back and our thoracic spine, we're putting more and more pressure on that shoulder complex. That's when we start having the rotator cuff pain, the impingement pain. So anything that we can do to continue to work on that mobility through the T-spine is going to help promote that health as the season goes on and as we're putting more and more pressure on our shoulders. A real simple routine that we can go through is a T-spine matrix. We're going to assume a wide kneeling position. You can do this without weights, or you can hold some light weights. I'm just going to hold 5-pound dumbbells. And from here, we're going to go through a series of reaches. It's a 3-dimensional T-spine matrix. We're going to have about 6 different reach positions. First one is just going to be an extended out in front, a forward reach. Pull the other shoulder back, reach out as far as you can. Imagine you're holding a glass of water. Don't want to dump that down. Let's get about 2 to 3 reps each position, and then we're going to shift to an overhead position. Again, reaching overhead, let that come from the thoracic spine. We don't want to hyperextend from the lower back. Keep that core locked down. Next, moving into a lateral position, reaching to the side, reaching to the side, lateral shift. Take that overhead, dip the shoulder, reach overhead, across the midline of your body, reach hips overhead. Then we're going to move into our rotational position. So eyes looking straight, turn the shoulder, reach up and back, come back around, turn the shoulder, reach up and back, and then the last coming across. Come across, keep the eyes looking straight, reach across. All right, another great routine you can go through is just using a jump stretch band. We're going to choke that up on the top of a rack. And from here you can go through a couple mobility movements for that shoulder, open that shoulder up. Again, if you're going to be throwing, if you're going to be pitching, if you're going to be playing lacrosse or tennis, great way to warm those shoulders up, prepare yourself for your sport. From here, just assume an athletic position. Put your hand inside the band. You want a good amount of tension. From here, all you're going to do is just keep the palm up. You're just going to go ahead and rotate away from that shoulder. Feel a great stretch through the chest, through the core, and then come back out of it. Just going to get about 5 reps. And then we're going to go ahead and add a little rotation. So now, as you go into that stretch, just go ahead and rotate from the shoulder and turn the palm up. So again, you're going to rotate, turn that palm up, open back up. Rotate, turn the palm up.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Go back here, we're going to do balance beam next.
Now our third position, we're going to turn our back to the rack. Palms up, we're going to squat down, and as we do, go ahead and twist and turn that palm up. Stand back up, twist, stand back up. Keep the chest up, keep the core engaged. The last position of this series, we're going to go ahead and turn and face your arm. Keep the shoulder packed in and pulled down, palms up, take your other hand over top, and brace your arm. From here, what we're trying to do is we're just trying to get some separation in that scapula. So you're just going to let the band separate the shoulder, and then just try to turn away. Come back out of it. Turn away, look over your shoulder, get some separation in that scapula.
Finish.
Guys, so incorporate a couple of these drills into your routine. You're going to start feeling a lot better. You're going to start moving a lot better. You'll start to see that performance on the field or on the court.
Bringing you the best down-home Italian cooking. Mama Lucia offers a variety of fresh salads, made-to-order pizzas, and savory Italian dishes to go with our large selection of wines. Visit any of our 8 locations and have Mama cater your next event.
Hi, welcome back to the Red Line Sports Report. My name is Matthew Nickens, and I'm here with the Wootton men's tennis squad. Coach Cresham, I've known you for a few years, I guess going back to Mike's days at Wootton. But I had no idea. I knew you guys were good and had a strong program. I didn't realize that you were actually dominant in the area. Back-to-back titles, multiple times voted Coach of the Year. What, I guess, because you played coming up, and how is that translated to coaching now for men's and women's?
It's translated in that the competitiveness, whenever you play a competitive sport, I don't think you lose that desire to get out and compete all the time. And especially since I can't play anymore because of my knees, I expect them to do all the winning for me. And I've been very lucky with both squads that I've been doing a lot of winning lately through them. But I've also been very lucky that I've had incredible talent from the time that I came on. Back, I think I started with the boys in 2008. And I've been very lucky that we've been dominant for years because we've had so much talent.
Being a female coach on a men's team, a men's sport, have you had to change your style anyway, at least from with the women's to the men's, or is there anything that you're able to do now that you can just let it fly?
I pretty much let it fly, I would say. The men are very different than the women, though. Coaching them is a very different experience. The guys are a lot more competitive all the time. Everybody wants to play up. Everybody wants to challenge. They also are pretty good about knowing who's good and who isn't. There's not quite as much ego involved with the men. The girls or the women are different. You have a lot of top women that are very competitive, but a lot of them are more into it for the social thing, which is also great. That's one of the reasons I've been able to have good teams, is because they're very together as a group, and I think the social piece of it keeps kids coming out. So I've been lucky.
Joseph. All right. Hey, Joseph. I guess being a junior captain, how are you going to build off of, I guess, last year's success?
Well, I think we actually lost a lot of our starters last year. We lost 7 of our 10 starters. So we have to remember what they did and what they accomplished for the team and use that to build this team this year. I think they left a lot of potential, and we this year we actually have a lot of potential in the team. So I think if we just train hard and work hard, we can be one of the best, and we still are, I believe.
Ishan, I guess what motivates you, from year to year to keep improving on the court?
Oh, it's just the love of the game, I have great passion for the game. It's fun. You can interact with people. You meet new people, and just great competitiveness.
And then how is the weather this season played into the start of everyone here's season, and how are you maintaining and progressing along the way that you normally would be?
It's been tough. The rain, snow, windy. You just have to practice through it. We still have practice most days if we can, if it's not too bad, but we just try to play through it.
Kirill. All you got to do is hold it, man. Kirill, I guess the first year on the Wootton program, what do you see yourself as, I guess, how will you be able to contribute the most to a team that's already been very successful?
Well, because I'm a freshman, so I think it's good that we have new freshmen because we can learn from the older kids, and then when we're older, we can teach the new freshmen what we've learned. So I think that's important.
And then how has your past experience, so although you're a freshman, but the competition that you've played against coming up to this point?
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of national tournaments. I train a lot, so tennis is my main sport, and it's important.
And then how has that prepared you, though, for the high school?
Oh, because I've gotten a lot of matches, and I have the mindset to compete and win for the school.
And then pass the mic back around. What, I guess, looking ahead to this season, what do you see as the biggest challenge, one, from on the team, and two, I guess, competitively looking around the county?
I'll start with the second one first. Montgomery County is always good at tennis. We've won states just perennially, the county has. And we have some powerhouse teams, and those powerhouse teams are still going to be there. There's, I'd say, 3 teams that I think are going to be very competitive matches for us. And they're obviously all Division I teams. Now, your other question was, what do I see as challenges for us? Is that what you're asking?
Just as a team, as Wootton.
Well, we're young, and since we lost 7 starters, we're starting new people. But I'm always lucky in that I still have some remaining starters. I have Kirill, who came in as a freshman, who's a real blessing for the team because he's got a lot of national experience. I have kids like Ishan, who did not start for me last year, and Uday, and I'm going to forget somebody, I know. But there's kids that didn't start for me last year but went out because they wanted to really start, and they played for a year, and now they're really good. I've got Jake, who didn't even make the team last year, and who's going to be starting because they had the hunger there, and they wanted to get on that team.
What about having somebody like Titus on the team that got Player of the Year last year, and being a junior, he's back as a senior.
Titus is huge. You can't discount the returning players with their competitive spirit, great leadership, the experience that they have. It's gigantic. And it even continues from before because a lot of, like Kirill is a freshman, a nationally ranked player, they don't need to play for their high school team. But one of the reasons I get players like them is because of former players. Because one of my players, Anton Kovergan, who I was telling you is SEC player of whatever the month and plays for Vanderbilt, he trained Kirill and he talked to Kirill about the Wootton team. And so those guys like Titus and Anton and Ichiro and a lot of my guys, they pass it on. It like creates a legacy, and I've been very lucky.
Okay. Want to thank you guys for coming on. You guys are the first tennis team we've ever had on the show, so that's a big deal. And whenever we have a chance to get out and play, I'll be out there with the video camera. So make sure you guys do your thing.
Well, we'd love to have you, and thank you.
Coming up next, trivia on the Red Line Sports Report. Hi, welcome back to the Red Line Sports Report. We're ready for some trivia. We have the Wootton men's varsity tennis squad, the Quince Orchard varsity baseball squad. A few quick rules. We play up to 4 points. When I read the question off, if you know the answer, say it. But don't be the guy that says it and you're wrong and lose it for your team. Don't be that one.
It's more passion than Churchill.
If you get it wrong, then the other team gets 10 seconds to talk it over and try to come up with the right answer. If nobody can get it, then we just go on to the next question. All right? And if I don't hear you and Chris doesn't hear you, then it's like you guys didn't answer. Okay? Are you ready? Okay. Yeah, but don't discuss it too loud and for too long, because it's the first team that gets it right wins the
Never
point.
listen to QL.
Okay, we're going to start off with some history. Assassinated on March the 15th, 44 BC, which Roman emperor was told, "Beware the Ides of March"?
Caesar.
Caesar. Well, you got to be more specific.
Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar.
All right, Wootton men's tennis. All right, next question. Wootton men's tennis is up 1-0. Name one remaining number one seed in the NCAA tournament. Basketball.
Arizona.
Quince Orchard tied it up. The score is now 1-1, tied up, going to 4. Next question.
It's probably just going to be
With 64 career titles, including 14 Grand Slams, which men's tennis Hall of Famer was born in Potomac, Maryland?
Pete Sampras.
Pete Sampras is correct. Wootton takes the lead 2-1.
Yeah, he's from Potomac, yeah.
14
14, yeah, 14 to Pete.
14 gives
These
it
guys
away.
are fired.
Boy.
He's in a zone right now.
Next question.
It's going to be basic.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Score is 2-1, Wootton.
Come on.
Last year, Miguel Cabrera won AL MVP. Who came in third place with 232 voting points? Chris Davis is correct. Tied up 2-2.
We have no clue.
Go back to tennis, please.
Next question. What woman won the Australian Open of tennis this year?
How do we not know this?
Name the woman. Serena Williams is incorrect. You have 10 seconds.
Oh, Lena.
Lena.
Lena is correct.
Joseph, my man. That's his country, son.
That was me.
That's your country,
That's
son.
my country.
Score is now 3-2. Wootton. Game point. Match point.
No, don't do that.
Going up to 4. When is the last time the Orioles won the World Series?
Just guess. If they get it wrong, guess nothing.
What year was the last time that the Orioles won the World Series?
1987.
1987 is incorrect. 10 seconds.
1986.
Oh man, Coach Gasaway is going to have you guys. 1983.
I knew it was 1980 something. I knew it was 1980 something. I did a report on Cal Ripken in 3rd grade.
Next question.
3rd grade.
Science.
This guy's a genius.
I don't know.
Number 47 on the periodic table. What metal is marked AG?
Gold. Squad got it.
Silver.
Argyle.
You guys are both wrong.
Silver.
Silver. The answer is silver. Hey, Chris, start working on more questions.
Jake.
I said silver though.
Jake knew that.
Got it wrong.
All right, next question. But the score is what? Still 3-2. Who is the only president to resign from office?
Richard Nixon. Oh.
Richard Nixon's correct. Score is tied up 3-3. Next point wins.
All right, we got this. You got this, guys.
Just randomly throw it out.
No, that's stupid. That's the dumbest.
Don't make it a baseball question.
Baseball, this is unfair.
Next question. Who was the host of this year's Academy Awards?
That was me.
Yeah, we got to do it. Next question. That was a tie.
That's unfair.
You guys like Alan?
Good job, Uday. I know how much you love Alan. You retweeted all those tweets, son. I know, right?
On this day in 1993, this fast food franchise owner received his GED from high school. Hint, Frosties.
Wendy's.
That's incorrect. Owner.
Frosty. Sonic. Sonic. No. Dairy Queen. Just say it. It's all we got.
Dairy Queen.
He said the owners.
Dave Thomas.
Oh, owner.
No one knew that. No one.
He just said it.
Extra innings. Let's go.
All right, let's go.
I thought fast food. Don't ask him the longest match in tennis history.
No, we know that one.
Yeah, we know that one.
Oh, I wonder if you guys will get this one. They didn't get it last week.
Oh, guys.
Next question again.
It's intense.
Name Usher's all-time best-selling album.
Yeah.
That is incorrect.
Yeah.
Album.
Climax. That was a very popular song.
5, 4, Usher. That is incorrect. Correct answer was Confessions.
So much to scream, yeah.
Yes, on that track, right? Yes, on that album.
It's a song. It's not an album.
I thought it was something actually.
Next
I'm
question.
sorry, dude.
We got.
Guys better be on your A game. Next question. Who is credited as founding Montgomery County?
Thomas Wootton.
Thomas S. Wooten's correct. You got it first. I want to thank Wootton Men's Tennis for coming on. You guys are going to have a fantastic season. Many wishes. I hope you guys do well. I'm sure you will. Thank you, Quince Orchard Baseball, for coming on. It was a fun show. Had a chance to get out of the cold snow for a little while and have a little good time. Thanks again, guys. When we see you next week, until then, my name is Matthew Nickens, and enjoy the ride. You can let it keep going, or let that one keep going. All right, go ahead. So how did you know the final question of trivia?
I was sitting watching a Wootton QO game last year, and one of my friends asked me who Thomas S. Wootton was. So I looked it up on my phone, and I just happened to remember it.
It pays off.